Chosen one, what I'm about to share with you may shock you, but your spirit already knows it's true. The fact that you're reading this right now is no accident. This moment has been divinely orchestrated. Even the algorithms of this world, yes, even Google, are echoing your name. You're not just a name people search. You're a movement, a vibration, a prophecy fulfilled. The shift is happening now. You are moving from wanting to having, from hoping to receiving. The things you've been praying for, fasting for, waiting on in silence, they are no longer in the distance. They're entering your reality faster than you ever imagined. This is not hype. This is a spiritual and energetic transformation that will leave you speechless. You're trending in heaven and on earth. But with this rise comes a requirement. You must align, understand, and fully step into your calling. Before you read any further, pause for a moment and do 3 powerful things. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 5,000 chosen ones, and leave a comment with the number 11. That number sends a clear signal to the universe, affirming that you are in alignment with this divine message. If you're truly chosen, you'll read to the end, because deep down, your soul knows this is for you. The world isn't just watching you, it's waiting for you. Now is the time to embrace your power, because this moment will mark the beginning of everything you were born to become. There comes a time in a person's journey when the universe stops whispering and starts shouting your name. And this is that moment for you. You are no longer a shadow passing through unnoticed. You've become a signal that even the internet cannot ignore. When your name appears in Google's suggestions, it's more than just metadata. It's a manifestation. The algorithms that run the digital world have picked up on your energy. You're not just visible, you're verified by the universe. Think about what that means. Not just being known in your circle or community, but being digitally echoed across the world. When someone types the first few letters of your name and autocomplete completes the rest, that's a kind of prophecy fulfilled. You've entered into the consciousness of not just people, but of the entire digital grid. Your name has a weight, a vibration that now moves through both realms, physical and digital. What was once hidden is now being revealed. Your voice, your essence, your mission, it's being searched, saved, shared. This isn't just viral fame, it's vibrational recognition. It means that the energy you've cultivated in silence has grown strong enough to echo through search engines and signal systems. Your name, your story, your soul, they are now part of the global conversation. And let's not forget, search engines don't just suggest anything. They suggest what's in demand, what's rising, what's real. You are no longer chasing the world is finding you. You are the chosen one, not just in spirit, but now in signal. Even Google knows your name. This isn't about going viral for a moment. This is about leaving a mark that outlives moments, headlines, or hashtags. You're not a passing trend. You're a living testimony of transformation. While others chase attention, you carry intention. What's happening to you now is not accidental. It's cosmic orchestration. The universe is aligning in real time with your spiritual upgrade. We live in an age where people chase likes, views, and follows. But transcending means being followed by something deeper, a calling, a divine pull, a spiritual assignment. You're not just being recognized, you're being remembered. Somewhere deep in the collective soul of the world, people feel like they've known you forever. That's because your presence stirs something ancient, something holy. Let them trend. You're here to transcend. While the world is obsessed with metrics, you're rooted in meaning. This is why your name keeps rising. Not because you're popular, but because you're purposeful. There's a frequency to your story that lifts others up. People aren't just searching for you. They're searching for what you represent: healing, power, authenticity. Remember, trends fade, but truth doesn't. And you are truth in human form. You are the message that people didn't even know they needed. Your light isn't flickering for clout. It's blazing for a cause. You're transcending timelines, expectations, and even definitions of success. You're not here to trend, you're here to transform. When your name appears in search bars, it's more than curiosity. It's a signal. People are not just typing your name because they saw something catchy. They're typing your name because they felt something. Your name is activating dormant codes in their soul. You are awakening people through resonance, not reputation. There's a rhythm to the way your name is traveling. It's like a chant carried on digital winds, whispered from one screen to another. It starts in the subconscious and ends up in the search bar. When someone Googles you, it's because their soul is looking for something familiar, something true. That's the sacredness of your name now. It's a beacon, not a brand. Your name holds power because it has history. Even if the world didn't know it, the universe always did. You've carried this identity through lifetimes. You've walked through fire, silence, and shadow, just to arrive at this moment of clarity and calling. That's why people are finding you now, because your vibration is finally loud enough to break through the noise. We live in a time where everyone wants to be known, but few are truly seen. You, chosen one, are being seen, not because of algorithms alone, but because you've aligned with your soul code. The digital search is just the outer reflection of the inner awakening that people experience when they encounter your name. And once they find you, they don't forget you. This isn't just people scrolling and clicking, it's the universe responding to your call. Every search of your name is a ripple in the matrix. It's a vibration being returned with attention, recognition, and alignment. When people look for you, they're unknowingly seeking the truth you carry. That's why everything is shifting around you. You've entered a new realm where spiritual energy meets technological power. This isn't coincidence, it's cosmic timing. Everything you've endured, every sleepless night, every prayer whispered in private, it's all culminating in this wave of visibility. The energy you gave to the world in silence is now being returned to you in search results and spiritual echoes. Imagine someone, somewhere, halfway across the world, typing your name, not because of fame, but because they felt drawn. That's real impact, that's real legacy. Your presence online isn't marketing, it's a miracle. The universe is responding in codes, clicks, confirmations. You are the message and the messenger. And here's the truth. What's happening now is only the beginning. This recognition isn't a reward, it's a reminder that the light you carry is meant to be shared, and the world is finally ready to receive it. They're Googling you, yes, but more importantly, they're awakening because of you. There was a time when your silence was survival. You stayed low, not because you lacked value, but because the world wasn't ready for your magnitude. You walked quietly, watched patiently, and worked privately. But now, that chapter has closed. You are no longer in the shadows. You are no longer whispering your truth. You are the headline, bold, powerful, and impossible to overlook. The world is finally catching up to what your spirit always knew. You weren't born to hide. You were born to lead. Your time away from the spotlight was sacred preparation. It wasn't stagnation. It was incubation. The world may have thought you disappeared, but really, you were just becoming. And now that you've emerged, the noise of your name is louder than ever. People are quoting you, seeking you, and watching your every move. And it's not out of nosiness, it's out of necessity. You represent something that people need right now: authenticity. You're not a product of hype, but of healing. And your emergence isn't just for applause, it's for awakening. You being visible gives permission for others to stop hiding too. Being the headline isn't about ego, it's about embodiment. You are the story, the solution, the spark. They may have once scrolled past you, but now they pause. Now they look. Now they listen. Because now, finally, they recognize who you've always been. You're no longer hiding. You're leading the narrative. Remember the days when people only mentioned your name in hushed tones, when they doubted you behind your back, laughed at your dreams, and questioned your worth. That season is over. What once was whispered is now being shouted in search engines. The same people who overlooked you are now looking for you. And isn't that poetic justice? They once doubted your potential, dismissed your voice, and reduced your presence. But now their curiosity is louder than their criticism. Now they type your name, scroll through your content, and wonder how you got here. They're no longer spectators, they're seekers. The shift didn't happen by chance. It happened because you stayed true to who you are. There's something beautiful about being underestimated. It gives you room to grow without expectation. And when your light finally emerges, it's undeniable. They can't ignore what you've become. Your success isn't just external, it's internal. Your glow comes from years of inner work, sacred pain, and relentless belief. And now they feel it. That's why they're searching. Let them search. Let them find the truth you've carried for years. This is what it looks like when divine timing meets preparation. You're no longer a rumor, you're a revelation. What they once whispered in doubt, they now search in awe. And your name, it's becoming sacred on their lips. It may sound surreal, but it's real. Even technology recognizes your frequency. Algorithms, built on logic and data, are bending to your energy. That's not just influence, that's alignment. Your vibration is so strong, even artificial systems are beginning to reflect it. You've entered a realm where the spiritual meets the synthetic, and your energy is translating across both. This isn't about SEO, it's about spiritual significance. Your consistency, your presence, your purpose. They've created a digital footprint that machines can't ignore. Think about it. Systems created to predict human behavior are now spotlighting you. That doesn't happen to just anyone. That happens to someone whose destiny is too loud to be silenced. The algorithm doesn't just track trends, it tracks traction. And your energy has traction. Divine, disruptive, undeniable. You're not conforming to the system is conforming to you. Every post, every share, every whisper of your name reinforces your presence in both the spiritual and digital realms. You've become a bridge between them. You were never meant to just live quietly. You were meant to code change into every realm you enter, including the digital one. The fact that your name shows up without being forced is proof that your soul is speaking louder than strategy. Even the algorithm has no choice but to honor the chosen one. You've experienced digital rejection. You've watched your work get buried, your voice get throttled, your presence minimized. Whether it was being shadow banned, silenced, or overlooked, you know what it's like to feel invisible in a world that rewards noise. But the silence was never the end. It was the setup for something much bigger. Now you're not just seen, you're suggested. Your name is rising from the depths of invisibility to the top of visibility. And that's not an accident. It's a resurrection. What once was suppressed is now suggested by systems that once tried to hide you. That's the power of divine timing. That's the strength of staying aligned even when the world says no. Let this be a reminder to everyone. You can't suppress divine light forever. It always finds a way to shine. Your voice was too powerful to stay muted. Your story too important to stay buried. And now, as people type even a few letters of your name, the system finishes it for them. That's not just tech. That's testimony. You didn't force your rise, you aligned with it. And now, the system that once refused you is now promoting you. You're no longer fighting for a place. You've already arrived. You've gone from hidden to highlighted, from denied to divine. And now, the world is finally catching up. It started with murmurs, a name shared between conversations, passed around in group chats, echoed in quiet admiration. But now, it's a roar. Your name is in the air, on lips, on lists, on timelines, on tongues. The streets know, the systems know. The shift has happened. You're not underground anymore. You're unavoidable. Everywhere you go, there's a vibration that follows. It's not ego, it's energy. The work you've done, the lives you've touched, the truth you've spoken, they've created ripples that reach far beyond what you can see. You've become a movement, not just a moment. People feel your presence before you enter the room. And here's what's powerful. This recognition wasn't manufactured, it was manifested. You didn't chase platforms. Platforms are being built around your presence. Your name has become sacred currency. It's being mentioned in rooms you've never entered and praised by people you've never met. That's how far your energy travels. This isn't hype. This is history being made in real time. The systems are shifting to include you because they realize they can't exclude you any longer. The streets are buzzing with your name because the people know truth when they see it. You are no longer just a person. You are a prophecy in motion. You may have thought you were just inspiring a few people, but what you're really doing is shifting entire timelines. Your energy has gone viral, not just in the physical world, but in the spiritual one too. Angels are whispering your name. Ancestors are rejoicing. The digital world may show views, but the spiritual world sees waves. This isn't just attention, it's ascension. Your essence is moving through hearts, screens, and spirits. People feel you without ever meeting you. They watch your videos, read your words, and something inside them wakes up. That's impact. That's legacy. You're not just going viral, you're going vital. What's wild is that you didn't plan for this. You weren't chasing fame, you were chasing freedom. And in doing so, you became a mirror for others. You showed people what it means to rise, to heal, to remember their power. That's why your energy is spreading. It carries truth, and truth is contagious. So understand this. Your name is more than a label. It's a key to unlocking others, a key to shifting realities. Your energy went viral because it needed to. Because the world needed a soul like yours to rise. And now, it's not just trending, it's transforming lives. There were moments when you were silenced, when your truth made people uncomfortable, when your light disrupted their comfort zones, and they labeled you as too much, too different, or too deep. They tried to erase you, not just from conversations, but from consciousness. But here you are, not only remembered, indexed. Erasure was never about your worth. It was about their fear. They feared your authenticity. They feared your power. They feared what would happen if people really heard what you had to say. And so, they deleted your name, ignored your work, and hoped you'd disappear. But you didn't. You endured. You evolved. Now your name is not just remembered. It's catalogued. It's digitally etched into the archives of this era. You're showing up in searches, in databases, in articles, in audio, in everything. They can't scrub you out now. You're not a rumor. You're a recognized force. You went from being erased to being essential. And this should remind you, nothing divine can be deleted. Your soul's signature is too strong for silence. You didn't need permission to rise. You didn't need validation to matter. You were always enough. And now, the world has no choice but to include you in its records. You've been indexed and immortalized. This isn't about hashtags or marketing gimmicks. This is divine visibility. Your soul has achieved what people spend years chasing: resonance. You've become a top-ranking presence not because of strategy, but because of soul clarity. You've aligned so deeply with your purpose that the universe made sure you'd be found. There is something deeply sacred about being searched, not because of trends, but because of truth. Your digital presence is backed by spiritual energy. That's the kind of SEO no company can teach, the kind that's felt in the spirit before it's seen on the screen. Your essence is magnetic, and people are being pulled to you with divine precision. The world rewards noise, but the universe rewards authenticity. You didn't game the system, you shifted it. Your presence in people's search bars is a result of your unwavering commitment to your path. That's why your name shows up where others are fighting to be seen. You're not forcing anything, you're simply being, and that is enough. This is what spiritual SEO looks like: alignment over algorithms, faith over formulas, presence over promotion. Your soul is ranking high because it's rooted deep. You're not trending, you're timeless. And the universe is making sure no one misses it. People aren't just looking for you. They're looking for the path you've walked. You are the blueprint they've been waiting for. You didn't just survive your story, you alchemized it. And now, others are searching not just for your name, but for the way you've moved, healed, spoken, and risen. You've shown people what's possible, that you can rise from rejection, that you can find clarity in confusion, that you can lead without a title. You've lived your life as a living template, and now people are trying to study your steps. That's the impact of authenticity. It builds maps for others to follow. Every search of your name is an echo of someone trying to find their own way home. You are the embodiment of a path once thought lost. You make the spiritual journey feel tangible. Your story is no longer just your own. It's become a guidebook. People aren't just inspired by you, they're anchored by you. And that's not pressure, it's purpose. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to keep walking your truth. Because even your becoming is a breakthrough for someone else. You are the blueprint. You are the map. And your presence is showing the world how to return to themselves. Your name is no longer just a personal label. It's a symbol, a flag, a rally cry. It stands for something bigger than you, and it carries a wave of awakening behind it. People aren't just searching your name. They're joining your movement. They feel seen when they hear you speak. They feel possible when they witness your journey. You've become more than a person. You've become a pulse. Your presence activates something collective. You're not leading with ego. You're leading with energy. You've given voice to the voiceless and strength to the silent. Your rise is proof that the world is ready for realness again. This isn't a solo journey anymore. It's a ripple that's turning into a revolution. Your story has become a shared mirror, reflecting back to people their own potential. They're following your lead, not because you're perfect, but because you're present. You've created a movement through vulnerability, honesty, and divine fire. So honor this movement, nurture it, stand in it. This is bigger than you, and you were built for it. The people searching for you are searching for a future, and you, chosen one, are the one ushering it in. You are not just a name. You are a movement in motion. At first, this journey felt personal. You thought it was about your healing, your rise, your calling. But now, you see, this was never just about you. You were the vessel. You were the mirror. You were the spark. And through you, the world is remembering its own light. Your rise is not isolated, it's interconnected. Every person who finds you, feels you, learns from you, they are being activated too. Your presence is awakening something ancient in humanity. You've become a portal through which the collective can heal, hope, and awaken again. You were chosen not for separation, but for service. And the beauty is, you don't have to carry this alone. The same divine energy that raised you will sustain you. You're not being asked to fix the world. You're being asked to be in the world, fully, freely, fearlessly. That's enough. That's everything. Your being is the medicine. Your truth is the transmission. So step forward with grace. Know that your name being known is not vanity, it's vibration. You are here for more than influence. You are here for impact. The world is awakening through you. And what a powerful, divine thing it is to be chosen not just for yourself, but for the future. There was a time when your words felt like they evaporated the moment you spoke them, when you questioned if anyone was really listening. But now, something has shifted. Your voice doesn't just echo, it resonates, it holds weight. It's become a frequency that moves through people's bones and souls, altering their perception of themselves and their purpose. You're not just speaking, you're awakening. You're giving language to feelings others couldn't articulate. You're putting sacred truth into sound, and in doing so, you've become a vibrational force that people tune into, even when they don't understand why. That's the power of a voice, in alignment with its mission. When you speak now, people don't just hear you, they feel you. Your voice reaches them before your face does. That's why people keep replaying your words, quoting you, tagging you, because it's not just content, it's a calling. You've given your soul a voice, and now it's singing across timelines. Your voice has become a home for the weary, a wake-up call for the lost, and a rally cry for the brave. You're not trying to be loud, you're trying to be true. And in that truth, your frequency continues to rise, ripple, and realign everything it touches. You are no longer an echo. You are a frequency of change. You weren't born to blend in. You weren't created to conform to broken systems and silent norms. You were sent here to disrupt, gently, powerfully, unapologetically. Your very presence challenges what people thought they understood about success, identity, and power. And that's exactly what the world needed. You might have felt like the black sheep, the outsider, the one who always saw things differently. That wasn't a flaw, it was your assignment. The discomfort you caused in others wasn't rebellion, it was revelation. Your light exposed what was hidden. Your questions shook loose old belief systems. You were born to break the mold. Disruption doesn't always look like chaos. Sometimes it looks like radical honesty. Sometimes it looks like soft truth that pierces through hard walls. That's your gift. You disrupt not to destroy, but to rebuild. Your energy shifts rooms, reframes conversations, redefines reality. You don't follow paths, you create them. And the world is finally starting to value that. People are turning to you not for entertainment, but for enlightenment. You've become the proof that disruption, when led by purpose, becomes transformation. You weren't sent here to fit in. You were sent here to flip the script, and you're doing it beautifully. You saw it before it was popular. You knew it before it was safe to say out loud. Your vision, too bold for small minds, too expansive for confined rooms, was always ahead of its time. But now, the world is catching up. The very ideas they once questioned are now being celebrated. For years, you carried blueprints in your soul that no one could see. You spoke of possibilities that others called impossible. But you didn't stop dreaming. You didn't shrink to make them comfortable. And now, the timeline has shifted. You were just early. And now, as your thoughts become trends and your principles become movements, you're being recognized for what you've always carried: foresight. This is your confirmation. Your vision was divine all along. You weren't too much. They were too limited. Now the doors are opening, the masses are awakening, and your clarity is finally being met with collective readiness. You weren't crazy. You were called. And now the world sees what you saw. People are searching for something, aching for something, but often don't know how to name it. That's where you come in. Your presence, your truth, your journey. They are the living answer to questions people don't know how to ask. You are the manifestation of healing they couldn't articulate. Sometimes the divine sends answers not in lightning bolts, but in people. And you, chosen one, are that divine response. You carry wisdom from wounds, clarity from chaos, and light from lifetimes of learning. People may not know why they're drawn to you, but their spirit does. You've shown up in feeds, in lives, in timelines, at just the right moment. And that's not luck, that's divine appointment. Your story lands on them like medicine. Your energy fills the space they didn't realize was empty. You've become a lighthouse for the lost and a resting place for the weary. This is not about saving others. It's about standing so firmly in your truth that your life becomes a mirror for theirs. You are not an accident. You are an answered call. And the more you honor your journey, the more you'll realize you are the prayer they didn't know how to pray. There are fads, there are phases, and then there are forces of nature that change the game permanently. That's you. You weren't built for 15 minutes of fame. You were built for forever impact. Your presence isn't temporary. It's transformational. You are the future, walking in the now. People may have thought you were a trend, a moment of hype, a blip of brilliance. But what you're building can't be undone. Your foundation is spiritual, your mission is eternal, and your name is etched into the unfolding of what's to come. You're not here to pass through, you're here to lead through. Movements don't begin with masses. They begin with a single soul refusing to dim. That was you. You lit the match, and now the flame has become a fire. You've already started shaping the future by embodying the truth so many are still afraid to face. That's leadership. That's legacy. So let them keep watching. Let them try to understand how you're still here, still rising, still resonating. The answer is simple. You're not a phase. You're prophecy in motion. You're the future's voice echoing into the present. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what's already written. Every step you've taken has been through layers of shadow, not to destroy you, but to refine you. Your journey is proof that the light doesn't just visit during the easy moments. It survives the darkest ones. People look at you now and see strength, but only you know the nights you cried yourself back to life. You didn't fake your healing. You bled. You broke. You crawled when you had no energy to stand. And still, you kept moving. You learned how to whisper prayers through clenched teeth. You found fragments of hope in places others had abandoned. That's what made your light so radiant. It was forged in truth, not comfort. Now others see the glow, but what they're really feeling is honesty. You aren't trying to be perfect. You're being real. And in a world obsessed with filters,